You didn't marry a man. You married an empire. The first night you walked into his house, the chandeliers were too bright and the silence was louder than music. Every eye measured you. Wife, asset, weakness. You smiled. You always smile. You learned the first rule fast. In this family, love is loyalty and loyalty is silence. Speak when spoken to. Never flinch. Never explain. You memorized names, debts, and who doesn't look you in the eye. You learned which hands to kiss and which hands to watch. The marble was cold under your heels. The air smelled of old money, gun oil, and roses. The ring was heavy on your finger, heavier than you expected. It wasn't a promise. It was a contract. You told yourself you could leave anytime. You were lying. Part of you knew it the moment the doors shut behind you. The doors were already closing behind you, and you liked the sound. Because for the first time in your life, you weren't invisible. You were feared. Power has a dress code. Velvet, gold, and a spine that never bends. They taught you how to pour whiskey without spilling, how to kiss cheeks while counting enemies, how to sit at a table where every word is a weapon. Elbows off the table. Eyes up. Never reach for the glass first. You stopped asking questions and started listening to the spaces between words. That's where the truth lives. In the pause before an answer, in the breath someone holds. The men talk business, you talk legacy. They count money, you count loyalty. You learn which smiles are real, which handshakes hide knives, which toasts are threats. You learn who arrives early to listen and who stays late to betray. He watches you now not as a wife, but as a partner. The shift was quiet. One night, he asked your opinion, and the room went still waiting for your answer. The city thinks you are decoration. Let them. Decoration doesn't get blamed when the building burns. Decoration doesn't get followed home. And decoration never has to pull the trigger. The first betrayal came with flowers, white lilies, an apology and a warning in the same breath. You didn't cry, you made a list. Names, dates, who sent them, who knew. You put the card in a drawer and never threw it away. You learned that mercy is expensive and forgiveness is a rumor. In this house, mercy is a debt you can't afford to carry. When they came for him, they came through you. Phone calls at 3 a.m., offers in envelopes, threats whispered in powder rooms. Soft voices, hard terms. You answered everyone with the same voice. Calm, clear, final. No hesitation, no second call. You are not the weak link. You are the lock. You are the reason the door holds. By the end of the week, 2 men were gone and your hands were still clean. No one saw you move. No one needed to. That's the trick. Keep them clean. Let the ring do the dirty work. Let the wolf bite while you smile and pour the wine. Now they stand when you enter. Not because he told them to, because you earned it. The boardroom is yours as much as his. Same chair, same weight. You sign where it matters, you nod where it counts, you say no and the room adjusts. No argument, no second vote. The wolf on your finger is not jewelry. It's jurisdiction. It speaks before you do. You have built a kingdom inside his kingdom, velvet-lined and razor-edged. Soft to the touch, lethal if you press wrong. You host dinners where wars end over dessert. You seat enemies next to each other and watch who reaches for the bread first. You pour, you listen, you remember. You remember birthdays, anniversaries, and the exact weight of every secret. Who owes who flinched, who lied. Love is still there, quiet under the armor. It lives in the small things. A hand on your back as you pass, a look across a crowded room. But power is louder, and power keeps you alive. Love keeps you human. Power keeps you breathing. The higher you climb, the fewer names you can say out loud. Friends became liabilities. Family became leverage. The people you loved most are now the easiest way to hurt you. You stopped answering calls that weren't coded. Unknown numbers go to silence. You learned to read a threat in a voicemail's pause. The house got bigger and quieter. More rooms, fewer voices. You walk hallways that echo with decisions you can't undo. Every step sounds like a verdict. He sleeps with one eye open. You sleep with both. Someone has to watch the dark. You tell yourself it's worth it. The money, the respect, the fear that keeps the wolves at bay. The way the city says your name like a prayer and a warning. But some nights the marble feels like ice, and the gold feels like chains. The chandeliers hum too loud. The bed is too big. You chose this life. You would choose it again, not because it's safe, because it's yours. That is what makes you dangerous. They will always try to take what you built. Rivals, rats, the law, time itself. Let them come. You have survived whispers, warrants, and wakes. You have sat in the front row with a veil over your eyes and a ledger in your head. You have buried friends and burned evidence in the same night. One hand holding a rosary, the other striking a match. You know how to close a door so it never opens again. Shut out the rest of the world. Close the borders of your empire forever. Zero entry, no calls returned, no favors owed. You know how to hold a glass steady while the world shakes. The ice doesn't even clink. That's discipline. The empire is not bricks and bank accounts. It's will. It's who blinks first. And yours has never broken. Not when they threatened your name. Not when they offered you an exit. You are not the woman behind the boss. You are the reason there still is a boss. You are the spine he leans on when the room goes quiet. The doors are closed. The room is yours. Shut out the rest of the world. Close the borders of your empire forever. Zero entry. No calls, no knocks, no witnesses. The spotlight finds the gold on your fist and the wolf catches fire. It burns white, then blinding. A starburst that eats the frame. No one can take your crown. Not the city, not the law, not the men who swore they would. It was never given to you. You took it. You have lived your life as a mafia boss wife. If you want to see more lives you can live, subscribe. Raise the glass. Slow, steady. Let them see the amber catch the light. Let them see the hand that never shook. One clear ping against the lens, one final flash of white, then absolute black. Silence that feels like a verdict. Long live the boss.